Hi, I'm Matt Torigian, former Deputy Solicitor General for the province of Ontario, which, as many of you may know, is a non-political role overseeing justice and public safety systems. Prior to that, I served as Chief of Police of the Waterloo Regional Police Services. And currently, I'm a Distinguished Fellow at the Munk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy, working in the Global Justice Lab. I've spent my entire career making evidence-based decisions on complex matters. That's why I agreed to carry out an independent review of We Charity's involvement in the federal government's Canada Student Service Grant Program, commonly referred to as the CSSG. That program has been the source of significant controversy over the past few months. There are many narratives circulating about, including that We Charity and elected officials co-created the idea for the CSSG specifically to benefit We Charity because it was struggling financially and required a bailout. Some have alleged that the co-founders of We Charity stood to personally gain from the program or other activities related to the charity. We Charity has maintained, as has the government itself, that the charity was asked to deliver the program by federal bureaucrats and that the charity would not have benefited financially. This is because the funds were only to reimburse the charity for eligible costs to deliver the program. To bring clarity to this complex matter, the examination included over 5,000 pages of emails, documents, and other relevant material released by federal government to the Standing Committee on Finance this past summer. The review also included 360 additional pages of documents that We Charity provided to the Standing Committee. A firm specializing in forensic accounting was also engaged to study the financial matters and to conduct an independent review of We Charity's finances at the time the contribution agreement was awarded, including an examination into the integrity of the We Charity's operations. Based on the analysis of over 5,300 pages of documents and independent reports, the following conclusion is evident. The idea for the Canada Student Service Grant originated with the Government of Canada and not We Charity. The government considered multiple other organizations to administer the program, including Shopify, Volunteer Canada, United Way, among others. And to be clear, the CSSG was not predetermined for We Charity to implement. The government approached We Charity through the proper bureaucratic channels, requesting that the charity submit a proposal. And the Clerk of the Privy Council, Ian Shugart, who is the most senior government bureaucrat, stated that the government bureaucracy recommended We Charity to implement the program. Questions regarding the financial health of the organization and whether it stood to receive any benefits as a result of administering the CSSG were examined by forensic accounting expert Dr. Al Rosen, with support from independent experts at Phrase Forensics. Dr. Rosen is known to be a well-respected specialist in investigative and forensic accounting, having provided expert testimony at the Supreme Court of Canada and the author of numerous publications, including several textbooks on accounting. In his review, Dr. Rosen concluded, and these are direct quotes from his report, We Charity was financially viable at the time of the signing of the CSSG funding agreement with the federal government and was not in any financial peril. Under the CSSG funding agreement, We Charity was eligible for reimbursement of eligible expenditures, but not to receive a profit. Phrase Forensic reports that they conducted their review with unrestricted access to the financial records, such as financial statements, general ledgers, and corporate records for We Charity and Me to We Social Enterprise. They also examined the financial records of the co-founders, Mark Kielburger and Craig Kielburger, including their personal bank accounts, real estate history, tax returns, credit cards, along with imaging the full contents of their computers, cell phones, and digital transmission apps. Dr. Rosen reports that Phrase Forensic concluded the following. With respect to We Charity and Me to We, the examination addressed real estate transactions, annual reconciliations, and cost allocation between the entities, and payments between the entities. We did not identify any concerns in relation to interactions between We Charity and Me2We Social Enterprise. Dr. Rosen also quotes phrase forensics with respect to real estate. We also reviewed property-related expenses in the We Canada entities for possible misallocated revenues or expenses. We did not identify any inappropriate dealings between We Canada entities and the Kielburgers in relation to real estate or any financial benefits to the Kielburgers. And with respect to the co-founders, we found no evidence of improper transactions which benefited the Kielburgers personally. So to summarize, these reports and the documents provided conclude that the Government of Canada reached out to We Charity to deliver the CSSG after considering several other options. The appropriate bureaucrats determined We Charity was the best choice. We Charity's finances were stable when the CSSG was awarded, and neither the organization nor its leadership stood to gain financially from administering the program. We Charity, Me2We Social Enterprise, and its leadership in Mark Kielburger and Craig Kielburger operated appropriately and with integrity with respect to financial matters. We have all come to know and expect that solid evidence must be the basis of all decisions. Having spent over 35 years working in policing and justice, I know that requires time and patience. The teams that prepared these reports are nonpartisan, and they have dedicated hundreds of hours over multiple months to determine the facts and to reach their conclusions. Much has been discussed lately regarding incomplete, attention-grabbing headlines causing a rush to judgment. For those looking for more detail, I invite you to read the full reports. Dr. Al Rosen has a couple of powerful lines in his report worth reading. What Dr. Rosen states is this: the primary difference between our findings and the assumptions made by the organization's critics is that ours were developed as a result of a detailed investigation into the organization's finances before and since the onset of the pandemic. Conversely, the allegations and narrative asserted by critics often appear to be largely based on conjecture and have not been substantiated in any convincing way by documentation or other evidence.